I know there are many people that have a very strong desire to learn Spanish, but they are really struggling with how do I include Spanish into my daily life? Like, how exactly do I study it? And maybe you have thought this yourself, and that's quite understandable because it can be quite a confusing journey. So that's why I really wanted to make this video to share with you a very fun and simple Spanish learning routine, and it will only take you 20 minutes. So this Spanish learning routine consists of 5 minutes of vocab, 5 minutes of grammar, and 10 minutes of exposure to native Spanish. To get started learning Spanish vocab, one thing that I would suggest is not trying to learn every single topic all at the same time, but maybe just start off with learning the parts of the body, learning about the different parts of a home, and things like that. This will give you a lot more clarity and more structure. Because again, a big goal of this Spanish learning routine is simplicity. Thankfully, there are various ways that we can learn Spanish vocabulary. So you can write vocabulary on sticky notes and then put them around your home. You can use flashcards. You can use digital flashcard apps like Anki and Memrise, and you can even just write down vocabulary in a notebook and review it as well for these 5 minutes. Another resource that may be very helpful for you for this part of the Spanish learning routine is my new Spanish vocabulary blueprint. It has 5 tips that is going to help you learn and remember Spanish vocabulary. It is linked down below in the description box, along with other resources that you can use. Now, on to learning Spanish grammar for 5 minutes. Now, learning Spanish grammar is a whole other beast because it can be very technical and there are just so many rules. So we definitely want to simplify this learning experience as well. Now, there are many different ways that we can go about learning Spanish grammar, so we can do something similar like we have done with learning Spanish vocabulary, and that is by learning Spanish grammar by different topics. So you could be focusing on nouns, different types of articles like the definite article, the indefinite article, using adjectives, possessive adjectives, personal noun or personal pronouns. I'm just reading the contents of this Spanish grammar book here, and of course, like I was saying beforehand, there are many rules. So one thing that also may help you with learning Spanish grammar is by either following some type of syllabus that you can find online, or just by using a language application like Duolingo, because it has its own course and you can just follow it so you don't have to figure out what you should be focusing on from week to week. Well, actually, you can even use YouTube videos because there are plenty of Spanish teachers on YouTube that are explaining different grammar rules in their videos. And you can also use ITALKI tutors or an ITALKI teacher so they can explain to you different rules as well in a lesson. There are many ways to go about this, and that is another thing that I would like to mention with this Spanish learning routine is that it's very personalized for you. So this video is just to give you an idea of how you can include Spanish into your day-to-day life. So you can change this routine however you want. So you can add minutes to the vocab section or to the grammar section, or you can even add a completely different topic to study. Now we have 10 minutes of exposure to native Spanish content. Now this is going to help us a lot get more adapted to the Spanish language and how it actually naturally sounds and how it's naturally spoken. This is also going to help us out a lot to be able to communicate more naturally in Spanish and express ourselves in Spanish a lot easier. The more that you're getting exposed to native Spanish day after day, you're going to find it easier to understand native Spanish speakers. So for these 10 minutes, you could be listening to music in Spanish. And one thing I do recommend is that not only do you listen to the Spanish, but you also read the lyrics, for example. Or if you're reading a book in Spanish, you can also listen to the audio version of the book. And the same thing goes with if you're watching a movie or a TV show in Spanish, you can watch it with subtitles. So you can connect the words that you are seeing to the pronunciation. Use this 20-minute Spanish learning routine for a few days or a few weeks and let me know in the comment section below if you think that it is helpful. And don't forget to tailor this routine to your learning style. Now watch this next video. Hasta luego.